Good morning, welcome to London Heathrow Terminal 4. Today we're flying Qatar Airways First Class from London to Doha. Let's get ourselves checked in and find the lounge facilities here at Terminal 4.
Qatar Airways has a dedicated lounge within London Heathrow Terminal 4. The business lounge is pretty modern and offers plenty of seating options, a dedicated bar area and an a la carte dining room. However, there's also a self-service buffet if that's more your style. After a quick coffee, boarding commenced right outside the lounge.
Hello and welcome to Qatar Airways. We're in first class today. It's been 5 years since I've flown Qatar Airways First Class. Today we're traveling from London to Doha. So let's check out this seat and see what Qatar Airways has to offer to the first class passengers. Cheers to a good flight.
Qatar Airways took delivery of its first A380 back in 2014, and in terms of configuration, nothing has changed since then, as the airline has put a strong focus on its business class product, which is exceptional. First class has been somewhat left behind, and while the cabin is stylish with comfortable seating, it's definitely not the latest and greatest first class offer in the sky. First class guests will enjoy a very spacious 83 cm wide seat, which converts into a bed fully flat at 205 cm long. With nothing in the way to obstruct your legs, this is one of the most comfortable bed configurations, although it does lack some privacy. Overall, I do love the styling of this cabin, which has aged gracefully considering it was first launched in 2014. While Emirates and Etihad have opted for a more exciting shower spa concept on board their A380s, Qatar Airways has simply converted the space into two very oversized lavatories. When it comes to amenity kits, first class passengers are offered exactly the same as what their fellow travelers get in business class. While the diptych kits are very nice, one would expect a little extra in first. It's once again a clear sign that first class is more of an afterthought for Qatar Airways at this stage. Qatar Airways has an extensive wine list for first class passengers, but once again many of the drinks are also on offer in business class. On today's flight, I did however enjoy the exceptional Piper Height seat rear, which is a fantastic drop. Looking at the first class seat controls, guests will find a relatively clunky touchpad to change seating positions and activate massage functions. On the other side of the seat is a remote control to operate the 26-inch monitor, which features substantial entertainment options throughout the flight. There is of course a USB port to charge devices, as well as an integrated 3-pin audio jack for the noise cancelling headphones. Once again, these are the same ones you'd get in business class.
Currently, Qatar Airways only operates a handful of A380s around the world on selected routes. These are London, Paris to Doha, and Doha to Sydney and Perth. We also have a shorter route to Bangkok, so Doha to Bangkok is also an option if you want to try the A380 in first class with Qatar Airways. In first class, Qatar Airways has 8 seats in total. Couples traveling together who want to pick the middle seats, which have a divider that slide down or up if you don't want to talk to your seatmate.
Behind the business class section is the onboard bar, which commands a central position with seating on either side. Here, passengers in business and first class can relax, socialize, and enjoy some canapes and drinks throughout the flight. As today's flight is a morning departure, I'm offered breakfast after takeoff. To be completely honest, the first class food on board Qatar Airways on the morning flights is very much underwhelming. It's very much the same as what you would get in business class, which is a bit of a letdown. As I wasn't too hungry, I opted for the yogurt and Arabic breakfast, which was pretty nice.
We're about halfway through the flight. The crew has set up the bed in the seat next to me because the cabin is completely empty, so I can utilize all the seats here in the first class cabin. So let's check out the bed and see if it's comfortable enough for a first class flight.
The crew on this flight were outstanding and had prepared a bed on one of the middle seats for me to relax. Although Qatar Airways First Class product isn't exactly groundbreaking, the bed however is extremely comfortable thanks to a thick memory foam mattress pad and comfortable bedding. Pajamas are also provided by the White company to make the flight more comfortable. After my nap, it was time for some lunch, and luckily the food had improved dramatically. I went for a green salad to start, and while it might not look that great on the video, it was actually very tasty. While flights before noon don't get a caviar service with Qatar Airways, they did have a very delicious lobster roll, which was somehow exactly what I was craving. I booked this flight using 75,000 Avios points and $437 in taxes. This included a first class flight from London to Doha and a business class flight on board Qatar Airways Qsuites from Doha to Singapore. In my opinion, this is exceptional value, and Qatar Airways Avios is quickly becoming one of the better loyalty programs on the market. But do let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is 75,000 points too much, or is this the sweet spot? A few more glasses of champagne later, we started our descent into Doha. Overall, I had a very enjoyable flight, and while I certainly don't think Qatar Airways First Class is worth the price tag when paying in cash, when redeemed on points, it offers some additional comforts over business class that make it worth it in my opinion.
We're about to wrap up our flight here on Qatar Airways in First Class. The crew have been absolutely fantastic. What an amazing flight. Great experience. If you get the chance to try it out, definitely book Qatar Airways First Class. I would say if you want to do the more caviar first class experience, make sure you book an afternoon flight. Also on the breakfast service, still very good, and I love having this whole cabin to myself. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.